I have a lot of belief in my ride. I don't know where I've really got you say talent from, but I always rode a lot when I was young. My dad never raced, so he didn't really have no idea of motocross. It wasn't like he was a good racer and then he knew what to teach me. As a family, we had no background in motocross. We just chucked the bike in the back of his old work van and then went to do races. And then once we'd done our first race, we kept racing and racing. I was never like, I'm really good or I've got a lot of talent here, I'm winning. It was just local races, and then my dad would say to me like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that, and I'd just be like, no, shut up, don't, I hate it when you say that sort of thing. I remember when I was 15 and 16, he was saying then, he was like, oh, you could ride for a factory team or this, and I'd just be like, no, because I might get on a big 250 and be slow. I might get on a 125 and just be slow. Everything happened quite quick for me. I went from a 125 in the British Championships to 250 with Molson and 250 racing GPs, and then before I knew it, I'd signed for factory KTM. When I was 16 years old, I signed to race for the following year for 2 years. So it all happened really, really quick, which was really surprising to me. Obviously I knew I could ride a bike, but I still doubted myself a lot. In my first full season of GPs, I finished 8th, and then I had 3 podiums, starting with Matley Bays and being the British GP was my first ever podium. Luckily for me, stuff came quite easy when I was young. Not that it doesn't now. I mean, riding a bike comes quite easy, but obviously now there's a lot of people out there that can ride a bike, so it's a little bit more than being able to ride a bike half decent. Everyone works hard, you know. People say, yeah, he works harder than others, but I think people have different ways of doing it, but now everyone works very hard and there's no way of getting around that. That year was my first ever World Championship race, and that was Max's Park. I think I had a 15th and an 18th. Or maybe like I think maybe 15 and 16. But it was difficult then because you had to qualify in that, so I remember I was so scared about qualifying. But managed to qualify, and then just done both races, a couple of little crashes, but managed to finish in 15th. I finished second in the world 3 times, 7, 8 and the year with Jeffrey 12. One of the magazines last year done a thing like GP winners, and then I'm well up there, I can't remember where, but quite high up, and everyone surrounding me is world champions. You know, there's no one really on the list that, with those high number of GP wins, that hasn't won a championship. So, but it's, you know, when I've got second, there was one year with Tony that I got second, a couple of riders got injured. You know, I wasn't second fastest rider that year. They got injured, but I finished second, but I didn't fight for the title to finish second, you know. But the other 2 years when I've been second, I've actually fought for the title going to the last round. So it's, you know, it's a big difference fighting for a world title and being second in the world. But that is all I've won, you know what I mean? I've won a lot of GP rides, but that's the only championship I've got. I'm second in the world, in winning the championship, it is second in the world, so I need to step up and actually win something.